Tonight on the news, Minister of Power defends hike in electricity tariff at House of Representatives.
There are a number of other critical sectors that are begging for funding from federal government.
Correspondent X-rays activities of the 10th House of Representatives in commemoration of its first year anniversary.
We've had several engagements that are key touch points for Nigerians.
Plus, ad hoc committee of Kaduna Assembly set to look into loans acquired and projects executed by former Governor El Rufai.
When His Excellency Malam Nasir Ahmed El Rufai took over governance of Kaduna State, mopped up cash in the state paid into the TSA amounting to 34 billion naira.
Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Praise Nwachuku. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, says the initiation of Band A with a higher tariff has reduced electricity subsidy from 3 trillion naira as so far 1,736 million naira is projected to have been saved. The minister stated this at a public hearing organized by the Joint Committees of the House of Representatives, sequent to the recent announcement of hike in electricity tariff. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide reports.
The joint committees are that of Power, Commerce, National Planning and Economic Development, alongside delegated legislation. The special committee was constituted upon resolution of the House on the 29th of April 2024 with a view to ascertaining the rationale behind electricity tariff hike and its attendant categorization of communities into bands.
With gas priced in dollars, that is needed to power at least 26 power plants that are gas-based. Gentlemen and ladies, this is a very serious business.
The conundrum now is, can the government afford subsidizing the power sector by paying 3 trillion naira?
There are a number of other critical sectors that are begging for funding from federal government. And we could see a number of those sectors here. Given the budget allocation to each of these sectors,
this approach aligns with Section 33 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the Electricity Act of 2024 that we just passed, which mandates a just and fair electricity price regime.
Although the power sector is being fully privatized, why investment must come into play? To some stakeholders, the increase in pricing is not worth it, considering the dictates of the current economy.
We need to see what has the discourse invested in specific terms, and what role has the NEC played in ensuring that discourse invests as expected, and what role has the ministry played in ensuring that the consumers are fairly treated in this sector.
The only money available in the budget for subsidy was 450 billion, and that money is even yet to be released. There has been no prospect for growth in generation or even improvement.
Lawmakers, however, raised eyebrows to the absence of representatives of certain key stakeholders, such as the NLC and TUC, having acknowledged invitations. From the National Assembly, Joshua Ogunjide, NTA News.
In another development, the need for the establishment of more specialized agricultural institutions gathers momentum, with 9 bills being heard at the House of Representatives pushing for the realization of federal government's drive for food security. One of such bills is the act seeking the establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, Misau, in the quest to return Bauchi State to her position as one of the food baskets of the nation. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide again tells us more.
The exigency for more specialized agricultural institutions that are innovative and research-based informed the listing of agricultural reforms in the 10th House's legislative agenda to address the nation's high cost of food items. Sponsored by Aliyu Misau, member representing Misau Damban Federal Constituency of Bauchi State, one of the 9 agriculture-related bills is seeking the establishment of the Federal College of Agriculture, Misau. Recent research showed that the northeastern Nigerian posed the most disadvantaged region, having been battered by insurgency, while agricultural extension services were withdrawn from the zone for years.
If you look at the history, Misau deserved, the constituency deserved that College of Agriculture. By extension, the cotton production is no longer there. The sugarcane plantation are no longer there. The groundnut pyramid, you can't see it a lot again. Why? Because the extension services are no longer in place. The College of Agriculture requires a land. By extension, the local government and the state government are willing to give between 2,000 to 2,500 hectares of land without encumbrance. They are ready to do that. By the time they do it, we know issue of research and whatever will be adequately taken care of. Unlike in other places where there is no even enough land for the siting of the institutions. The insurgency in the Northeast is relatively low now. So by the establishment of this College of Agriculture is an extension that eliminating the insurgency in total. Why? Because idleness and indolence go hand in hand with indiscipline. That's why these youth could carry on. And the unfortunate things are the food insecurity in this country is even worse than the insurgency. If there is no food on the table, people will go in at all lengths to ensure that they get food to eat.
It is also on record that there is only one Federal College of Horticulture in the entire northeastern Nigeria, despite being Christian, the food basket of the nation, Idato. These the lawmaker believes will be forgotten in due course. From the National Assembly, Joshua Ogujde, NTA News.
The House of Representatives, the Green Chamber in Nigeria's bicameral legislature, prides itself as the People's Parliament. 1 year into the tenure of the 10th House of Representatives, the consensus amongst lawmakers is that the Green Chamber is maturing and vibrant. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ipen tells us how the House has fared in the last 1 year.
That as a member of the House of Representatives,
the 10th House of Representatives is perhaps the most diverse assembly, with the highest turnover of more than 70% new members in 25 years of sustained democracy. This posed a major challenge for the Tajuddin Abbas-led House, which had to organize several capacity-building retreats to brush up members on legislative procedures in a bid to enhance the business of lawmaking. About 1 month into its existence, the House constituted standing committees, increasing the number from 109 in the 9th Assembly to 140 to perform the oversight functions of the Green Chamber over other arms of government.
Separation of powers does not mean separation of government. We are one and the same government with sole purpose of providing services to the good people of this nation.
For the first time, sectoral debates were introduced featuring the security chiefs and the economic management team. The aim is to receive briefings from policymakers across key sectors.
We're here not to reprimand, but to understand you better.
This is not an investigative hearing. We are just to interact, to hear from you.
The House also unveiled an 8-point legislative agenda to provide focus on issues that touch the masses.
We've had key engagements on the issues of security sector reforms. We've had on tax reforms. We've had engagements on reforming the Electoral Act. We've had several engagements that are key touch points for Nigerians. But at the same time, I realize that, and I'll be failing if I don't admit the fact that Nigerians really are in a hurry to feel the impact, right? And that sense of urgency is what we continue to demonstrate, the fact that we're not far removed from what it is that Nigerians are going through.
Within 1 year of the 10th Assembly, more than 1,300 bills passed first reading. Less than 100 of the bills have been passed so far, including the Social Investment Program Bill and Students' Loan Access to Higher Education Act, which resonated among Nigerians. More than 100 of the bills are being deliberated upon by relevant House committees, while about 80 other bills were referred to the Committee of the Whole.
The first bill I had to make was that of those of national importance, like accountability of the Federal Character Commission, which has a national coalition of yearning of the people that certain sections are neglected in terms of job allocation.
If you look at the issues of this minimum wage, we've talked about it. We said that we have to check and ensure that the remunerations of our workers is reviewed. It has to be reviewed to be commensurate with realities of our economy.
You will notice the body language that devolution of power from the central appears to be the angle. I'm chairman of rules and business, so I see many of the propositions that are coming in for constitutional amendment. Many of them have got to do with that devolution of power to the subnationals. And I think that's where we are going.
To expedite the passage of the 2024 budget 1 month after it was laid by President Tinubu, relevant House committees held joint sittings with their Senate counterparts, a practice the legislature says will be sustained. Another novelty in 1 year of the 10th Assembly was a joint sitting on May 29, 2024, with President Tinubu in attendance. In the past, this would only happen during budget presentation.
Continue to collaborate, work together, build our country. We have no other choice.
On this occasion, the reintroduced national anthem was sung for the first time. The completion of the new National Assembly Library recently inaugurated by President Tinubu is considered another plus for the 10th Assembly as a resource center that will further facilitate quality legislation in the country. 1 year gone with so much done. However, Nigerians anticipate the outcome and decision of the House on some crucial investigations by ad hoc committees of the House, such as that on alleged job racketeering in ministries, departments and agencies of government, as well as non-remittance of deductions of worker salaries from the National Housing Fund. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
We will now be discussing activities of the 10th House of Representatives in commemoration of its first year anniversary with the spokesperson of the Green Chamber, Akin Rutimi. You're welcome to NTA Parliamentary News.
Thank you very much.
Well, how has the House fared in the last 1 year?
Generally, you would find that, at least politically, there's that spread. We have 8 political parties, which means that we have a broad breadth of perspectives on any issue being debated. And it's to the credit of the leadership, especially Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin and Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, that they've been able to galvanize the House in the direction of addressing key priorities in the country at this time. Issues around the economy, issues around insecurity, issues around so many other things. So I think that we've covered a lot of grounds. We have a long way to go because, like you'd see, it's been debated on the floor that democracy means nothing if people are hungry, if people are not secure, if people are not healthy as, as citizens.
So how best can you weigh the impact of retreats attended by you and your colleagues, especially in enhancing your legislative duties over the past 365 days?
We've convened sectoral debates on key issues like the economy, like agriculture, like finance. We've had key engagements on the issues of security sector reforms. We've had on tax reforms. We've had engagements on reforming the Electoral Act. We've had several engagements that are key touch points for Nigerians. But at the same time, I realize that, and I'll be failing if I don't admit the fact that Nigerians really are in a hurry to feel the impact, right? And that sense of urgency is what we continue to demonstrate, the fact that we're not far removed from what it is that Nigerians are going through. We understand that, and every single member, across, partisan lines is working in his or her own way to ensure that democracy has meaning to the people. It's not, democracy doesn't have any meaning if it doesn't improve the lives of our people, and that for us is our priority jointly.
Thanks for being our guest.
Thank you very much.
It's now time to pause for some messages. The news continues shortly.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki, Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
You're watching Parliamentary News reaching you from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. You can follow the platforms on the screen for more updates. Moving now to state assemblies, the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has approved a 6-month tenure extension of Local Government Transition Committee Chairman, as requested by Governor Umar Eno. And this is sequel to a report by the Chairman, House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mfon Indong. Nsikak Okon has details.
The House Committee Chairman, Fon Idung, says most of the Transition Committee Chairmen have done well in the judicial use of funds allocated to their councils and expressed satisfaction with their performances.
Has been released to count since the inception of the internal administration by the government. That Transition Committee Chairmen and members in all the local government councils of the state will drastically implement the right agenda of the presidency, the governor through implementations of capital projects, personal development, and maintenance services.
The Deputy House Leader, Otobon Bob, also speak.
That His Excellency, this is not a blanket resolution saying you can return on them. His Excellency has the right to drop whosoever he feels is not performing.
Reacting, the Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Udemotong, directed the Clerk of the House, Nsika Obong Orok, to communicate the resolution to the State Governor.
The committee recommends that this House approve an extension of the interim administration for another 6 months, pending the conduct of election into the local government council. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. Ayes have it. Accordingly, the recommendation is hereby adopted.
Also at the plenary, a bill for a law to establish the Akwa Ibom State Consumer Protection Agency, provide for the protection of consumers' disputes and for connected purposes, passed through second reading. Nsika Okon, NTA News.
The Ondo State House of Assembly has committed the bill seeking the establishment of a management board for secondary schools in the state through the House Committee on Education for proper legislative process. Ifeoluwa Omosule reports on this and other activities from the floor of the House.
The motion for the second reading of the bill was passed and seconded, allowing legislators to discuss its merits. Several lawmakers voiced their support, emphasizing the need for comprehensive transformation and development of secondary schools in the state, commending the bill as a crucial step towards achieving this goal.
So we should go to secondary school in Ondo State. Presently, no staff room, no library, most of the schools, They feel one that we even have the structure no teachers. So by the establishment of this board, I think a new leaf. I mean, we are going to turn a new leaf in Ondo State, and our education will experience a great development.
The supervision will be total, and at the same time, the evaluation, there's going to be a strong way of evaluating the performances of the active player in that sector.
Following the debate, the bill was committed to the House Committee on Education for detailed scrutiny and further legislative action. If passed, the bill aims to ensure discipline, enhance supervision, and address existing gaps in the secondary education system, ultimately improving service delivery. In another significant development, a private member bill sponsored by the Parliamentary Secretary Moyonlorun Ogunwumiju, titled "A Bill for a Law to Prohibit Forceful Entry and Illegal Occupation of Landed Properties, Violent and Fraudulent Conducts in Relation to Landed Properties in Ondo State," passed its second reading. Ogunwumiju and other supporters of the bill highlighted the pervasive issue of land grabbing in the state, which has resulted in significant financial losses for many residents.
The bill, another aspect of the bill is that it's going to protect landowners from dubious agents where in our communities we have noticed that some agents come and sell properties to 2-3 different people. These agents are a menace to the society.
Our right to succumb the bill by majority so succumb.
Which honorable member, the motion has been moved and duly seconded that a law prohibit forcible entry and illegal occupation with landed properties, violent and fraudulent conduct in relation to landed property in those states, and for the purpose connected therewith. Say aye. Those against say nay. I have it.
In Akure, Feoluwa Moshile, NTA News.
In the meantime, the ad hoc committee of inquiry set up by the Kaduna State House of Assembly to look into loans acquired and projects executed by the state government from May 29, 2015 to May 29, 2023 has recommended that the former governor Nasir El-Rufai and others involved in the alleged financial misappropriation should be investigated. Muhammad Ajingi has details.
While presenting the report during plenary, the chairman of the ad hoc committee, Magaji Harry Danjuma, highlighted that due process were not followed in securing some of the loans, and the loans were not used for the purpose they were obtained for during the El-Rufai's administration.
The chief advisor, councillor to the governor of Kaduna State from May 29, 2015 to May 29, 2023, abused the trust bestowed on him and used the opportunity to introduce dubious companies to which he secured the award of several contracts at outrageous amount, and which contracts were abandoned after payments of substantial contractual sums.
Speaker of the Kaduna State House of Assembly, Yusuf Liman Ahiru, says a total of over 400 billion naira was allegedly siphoned by the El-Rufai's administration, leaving the state with huge liabilities.
When His Excellency Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai took over governance of Kaduna State, mopped up cash in the state paid into the TSA amounting to 34 billion naira.
The committee, however, recommended for the investigation and prosecution of the former Kaduna State Governor Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai and some members of his cabinet indicted by the report of the ad hoc committee for alleged abuse of office through the award of contracts without due process, diversion of public funds, as well as plugging Kaduna State into heavy debts. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Murajingi, NTA News.
On the international scene, the newly inaugurated ECOWAS Parliament is to prioritize more collaboration amongst member states to address regional problems. Speaker ECOWAS Parliament Maimunatu Ibrahim stated this during a familiarization visit to the President of the ECOWAS Commission in Abuja. ECOWAS Parliament correspondent Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
The sixth Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament, Maimunatu Ibrahim, assuming office 2 weeks after her emergence in the recent Kano session. Her first engagement was a familiarization visit to key stakeholders seeking better collaboration. At the ECOWAS Commission, Speaker Ibrahim intimated the President Umar Toure on her mission to the region, citing the challenges faced that require urgent attention.
I came to visit the President of the Commission for us to look into some of the issues around the Parliament, some of the challenges that the community is being faced in terms of security challenges, integration, and other issues. And then we also try to underline the availability of the Parliament to look into these challenges with a view to making sure that we have a very solid community.
Speaker Maimunatu also paid a similar visit to Deputy President of the Senate and First Deputy Speaker ECOWAS Parliament, Barau Jibrin.
It's a demonstration of the fact that you have a lot, and your period as Speaker will bring prosperity to the Parliament in particular and to the entire community in general.
Barau assured the Speaker of Nigeria's effort to commence the building of the permanent site of ECOWAS Parliament in Abuja. Mohammed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, a new vista of partnership is being concretized between the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS, and the ECOWAS Parliament to promote democratic practice and culture in the ECOWAS member countries. This was the thrust of discussion when the Speaker ECOWAS Parliament visited the Director General, NILS, in Abuja. Again, Mohammed Rabiu Ali files the report.
Speaker Maimunatu Ibrahim knocking the doors of partnerships with relevant stakeholders to achieve her mandate as the first female speaker. At the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, Speaker Ibrahim acknowledges challenges facing the sub-region, assuring that with the support of NILS and other relevant institutions, the community will be better.
I hope that NILS, that's your institute, can help in the area of capacity building of our parliament and then generally for the sub-region. And of course, we can also collaborate in the area of security and development.
We cannot develop in the midst of banditry, kidnapping, and all sorts of criminality. We must put an end to all this. And to do this, we need legislation, we need law, we need oversighting that will see to the end of all these acts of banditry in Africa.
Speaker Maimunatu was also at the office of the Nigerian Permanent Representative to ECOWAS, Ambassador Musa Nuhu, where she seeks regional collaboration. It was another positive engagement when the ECOWAS Parliament leadership visited office of the Auditor General ECOWAS Parliament and ECOWAS Court of Justice, all in furtherance to having a good working relation. In Abuja, Mohammed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
And that's the size of our bulletin for this evening. For more updates, kindly follow NTA Parliament and the platform scrolling on your screen. Thanks for watching. Once again, I am Praise Nwachuku. Bye for now.